Betrayal could destroy you and get you trapped in a bad mindset. This week I interviewed Dr. Debbie Silber, who is an expert on betrayal recovery, and she outlines that there are 5 stages, but that stage number 2 to 3 is the most dangerous. If you want to learn more about this, be sure to check out this week's Breaking Free from Narcissistic Abuse podcast. Here are the 5 stages. The first is shock and a breakdown of everything that you knew before. I felt like for me that literally 2 worlds collide. The world that I thought I knew and the world that I discovered was actually true. And it blew my life, blew my sense of self right up. You may experience a lot of anxiety, PTSD symptoms, sleep issues, physical illness. You may feel like everything has been completely destroyed. Trust, your sense of what you thought was true, reality, all of it. The second is the struggle and survival stage, and that is when you start to just try to manage the chaos and you're wondering, how in the world did you allow this to happen? For me, I was mid-move between the United States and Mexico, and I started wondering, should we do it? Should we not do it? And I just felt like I just couldn't cope. And this is where you could get stuck because you want it just over with, and you could accidentally move on without really processing it, and it could come back to get you. Stage 3 is the big transformation stage. It's where we sort of get paralyzed because we could get trapped in the victim mindset. You start to figure out what you're going to do next by seeking support, really trying to understand what happened, try to reclaim some control over your life and yourself. And you begin to ask, what am I supposed to have learned from this? I think I stayed in this stage for a few years, all the way through that relationship. So it took me 2 years to leave him after the massive discovery, but I continued to be in that for another 2 years, 2 to 3 years after I got out. Stage 4 is about rebirth and building, and that's when you start to do the transformation, deep work of understanding what happened and maybe where were you vulnerable? How strong are your boundaries? And how do you define yourself after this has happened to you? And then you begin to not focus just so much on the betrayal, but about who you want to be. And finally is stage 5, which is the post-betrayal transformation, which is you find a new normal. It's not the life that you had before because that, unfortunately, has been burned to the ground. But you find a new version of yourself. You have stronger boundaries. Your relationships are different. You sort of learn to deal with trust in a new way. And maybe you start to realize that the new person you've become is somebody you really like. I know that the old me has died, but I like the new me, and I am finding a new normal. So what stage are you stuck at and working on? And why do you think that's a really difficult stage for you?